Widespread storms blanketed the San Antonio area, but even that couldn't put a damper on today as high school football officially got underway. The school year hasn't started yet, but volleyball is in full swing, and for the McCollum Cowboys, this year is about unfinished business. The UTSA Roadrunners kicked off fall camp this week as they held their first workout before the 2017 season starts next month. Now, expectations for the Roadrunners are higher than ever after second-year head coach Frank Wilson led the program to its first ever bowl game last year. This summer, hard hats replaced helmets inside Lion Pride Stadium as San Antonio Christian School facilities are getting a major facelift. Now, a sight to see here, 5'6" Jose Altuve and 6'7" Aaron Judge facing off as the Astros host the Yankees. 35 coaches from San Antonio area colleges are here on hand to lead kids through drills and teach them the fundamentals of becoming good student athletes. Savage, as you mentioned, has the NFL experience, did have 2 starts last season, and so we'll see. I think Savage should start as well, but you were right, Deshaun Watson is the future of the program. With win 600 out of the way, 700 is now the next milestone, but Coach Bernal is adamant that his focus is on this season and this season only. The Roadrunners suffered their first setback of fall camp as defensive end Solomon Wise went down with a hyperextended knee in Saturday's scrimmage and has been ruled out the rest of the season. The U.S. taking on Jamaica in the CONCACAF Gold Cup final. The game would stay scoreless up until the end of the first half. That's when Josie Altidore buries a free kick into the top left corner, and the U.S. goes up 1-0. Few teams started out 2016 as hot as Antonian, who won their first 8 games of the season. But an 0-3 finish and a first-round playoff exit ruined the perfect start and has fueled their fire all offseason. Boxing requires a lot of knowledge, from research on opponents and learning to land hits to avoid getting hit and being taken down by power punches. But it's also being used to help Parkinson's patients get more movement in their everyday lives. Today, new Texas head football coach Tom Herman met with the media ahead of the start of spring football. And with all the massive changes going on in the offseason, he's surprised by how well the players have bought into the new staff and the new culture. The Dallas Cowboys started training camp this past week, but things didn't begin all that well off the field. The Cowboys cut receiver and returner Lucky Whitehead on Monday. Now, the last time we saw Manu Ginobili, he was walking off to a standing ovation in Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals in what many thought would be his last game. Now, that does it for sports at 6 p.m. We'll see you tonight on the Night Beat. For KSAT 12 Sports, I'm Jett Beachum. Have a great evening.
And this is one step along the way, so boys, enjoy.
Texas football players got a nice surprise when their new locker room was officially unveiled in Big Board Sports, but first. Now, before he gets inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Jerry Jones being honored at the annual Hall of Fame game before his Cowboys took on the Cardinals. Now, Arizona would come out hot in the first quarter as they score on their first 2 drives. Andre Ellington with a rush up the middle for the touchdown, and they would convert the 2-point conversion to go up 15-0. But Dallas would finally get on the board. Kellen Moore drops back, and he finds Rico Gathers for the touchdown. Gathers taking it back to his Baylor basketball days, boxing out and reeling in his first career touchdown catch. Here in the second quarter, Moore drops a dime along the left sideline, and watch wide receiver Bryce Butler come up with the amazing diving catch. Butler had a game-high 78 yards receiving. The Cowboys would kick a field goal and trail 15-10 at halftime. Now in the third quarter, Cooper Rush now in at quarterback for the boys, and on 4th down, he finds Easy Nwachuku over the middle, and he takes it the rest of the way for the 14-yard score to make it 17-15, and Dallas would go on to win 20-18. Now, the UTSA Roadrunners kicked off fall camp this week as they held their first workout before the 2017 season starts next month. Now, expectations for the Roadrunners are higher than ever after second-year head coach Frank Wilson led the program to its first ever bowl game last year. And now the Roadrunners are expected to compete for the Conference USA West Division title. But despite preseason accolades and attention, Coach Wilson and the Roadrunners are focused on themselves before they game plan for this season's opponents.
This camp is about UTSA. It's about us identifying who we are and bettering ourselves, our conditioning, our techniques, our schemes of what we need to do to block an opponent, to cover an opponent, to throw and catch, and to be precise in those areas. So right now we're not opponent driven. We're a reflection of ourselves in the mirror and bettering ourselves.
Now, the Roadrunners will continue fine-tuning their team until they start game planning for their first game on September 2nd against the Houston Cougars. It's August, and that means high school football in Texas is officially back. Now, private schools got to start on Monday, a week before public schools are allowed to hold practice, so we caught up with the St. Mary's Hall Barons. Head coach Ivan Mason is looking to improve off of a 5-5 record last year that included a 2-4 record in district. Now, luckily, the Barons bring back tons of experience. 17 starters from last year's team are back this year and are looking to lead St. Mary's Hall to the playoffs.
I definitely think this year we can accomplish a lot better than we did last year. Our district is actually I honestly think it's one of the toughest private school districts, in South Texas. But I definitely think with what we have and what we had come in, some transfers and everything, I definitely think we can do very well in this district.
I think really great things are going to happen this year. We have a lot of new players coming in and a lot of returning players that are older than they were last year, obviously. So more leadership, and we're fired up.
The Barons will look to start off their season hot when they face San Marcos Academy on August 25th.
I told you on the very first day, that very first really hard team meeting that we had, I said we would take care of you, that we would be a players first program. And this is one step along the way. So boys, enjoy.
And this was the scene as new Texas head football coach Tom Herman led his team into the refurbished locker room that comes complete with a 43-inch TV monitor and a stainless steel finish. And the cost, nearly $10,000 per locker, a hefty price tag for a hefty upgrade. And that does it for the Night Beat. I'm Jett Beachum. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for Sports at 5. Boxing requires a lot of knowledge, from research on opponents and learning to land hits to avoid getting hit and being taken down by power punches. But it's also being used to help Parkinson's patients get more movement in their everyday lives. KSAT 12 Sports caught up with the trainer on the northeast side who's using boxing to help battle back Parkinson's.
Everybody have fun while you're doing it. Turn your punches over. There you go. Don't rush it.
Santo Randazzo has been involved in the sport of boxing his entire life.
1, 2, 3, 4. Very good.
But at the Randazzo Brothers Gym in Northeast San Antonio, he's training more than just boxers. He's also training people with Parkinson's.
I want them to find a place that they can feel comfortable and not feel ashamed or intimidated, or anything like that. And they fit right in here.
Every Thursday, Randazzo holds Punch Out Parkinson's, a program dedicated to making a positive difference in the physical and mental well-being of those with Parkinson's disease, a chronic and progressive movement disorder.
And I told him in the beginning that I'm no neurologist or doctor or anything, so I'm going to train them just like I train a regular boxer. A little boxer start from nothing, and they did, and so many of them have improved so much.
If you don't stay active, your disease progresses faster. So this is exercise is very important.
If you don't use it, you lose it. So we try to keep our joints loose, and the more we move around, the easier it is for us to move around.
Even one of boxing's all-time greats suffered from the disease. Muhammad Ali was diagnosed with Parkinson's post-career and fought it up until his death in June of 2016. Now Randazzo is using boxing to help fight it.
If anything, boxing helps. All the studies that I've read, these kind of exercises, continual exercises, help.
And to those training, they felt nothing but positive effects.
I would seem to think that if I wasn't doing what I'm doing every day out of the week, that I would probably be on a wheelchair by now.
It helped me with my movement, my balance, and keeping my pride going and my motivation.
A motivation that keeps them coming back every week to train with a coach that asks for nothing in return.
He opened his heart and his gym up for us.
Having something like this free of charge, and all he wants is more people to come do it. You're not going to find another one that's free.
Well, I hope it means a lot to them, because it means a lot to me. They're a blessing to me. Time. Everybody get water. Drink some water. Come on.
Punch Out Parkinson's is held every Thursday from 10 to 11 a.m. at the Randazzo Brothers Boxing Gym and is free of charge to anyone with Parkinson's disease. If you'd like to donate to the American Parkinson Disease Association, you can do so online at apdaparkinson.org. Antonian head basketball coach Rudy Bernal reached a career milestone last week. The San Antonio native and lifetime coach picked up his 600th career win, an achievement 33 seasons in the making.
It feels great. It took me a long time to get there, but I feel real good about being able to accomplish that and being able to help kids all along the way.
Bernal got his coaching career started in 1978 at Antonian as an assistant, and in 1983 became the head coach at Lanier High School, amassing 568 wins and 2 trips to the UIL state tournament in 31 years. Now back at Antonian, Bernal is happy his career has come full circle.
To be able to come back here and be able to coach as a head coach, you know, it's kind of best of 2 worlds, where I got to coach at Lanier and now again back at Antonian.
Bernal has certainly exceeded expectations throughout his career, a tribute to his coaching and his ability to bring out his players' full potential. But to his players, it's because of who he is on and off the court.
Off the court, he's real nice, and he's real comforting. Like, he'll come up to me and just ask me how my day is.
He's a really nice guy off the court. He'll come up to you asking you, like, how's your day going, how's school? But when it comes to the basketball court, he's all about business and wants to win.
With win 600 out of the way, 700 is now the next milestone. But Coach Bernal is adamant that his focus is on this season and this season only.
If it comes, great. If it doesn't come, that's great also. But, you know, I just want to impart my knowledge so the kids know the game and compete and play to their best.
Jett Beachum, KSAT 12 Sports.